Testing, we should be live. Got a pretty exciting one today. Very excited for this. You double check the audio real quick. It's me, you saved. And if you guys want to drop some comments in the chat, let me know if it sounds good. You double check on my end, make sure it sounds good. Testing audio. What's up, Josh? Welcome in already. So early. What's good? What's good? All right, just ensure this works. If you guys want to drop some comments in the chat, let me know if it sounds good. Double check on my end, make sure it sounds good. Testing audio. What's up, Josh? Welcome in already. So early. What's good? What's good? All right, awesome. What's up, Adam? How's it going, man? All right, everything looks good. I'll keep this open. Doing good though, Adam. We're just got up our new setup here in Orlando, so all is well. Go back here. Okay, we're locked in. Aptly, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Today we're actually going through our entire LinkedIn system for 2026. So we've got my system, we've got examples of my systems, and also frameworks that you guys can implement. So we'll get started with all this in just a little bit. We'll be answering all questions throughout the live as well. So this is a very open-ended live today. It's going to be very chill. We got probably about 45 minutes to an hour of LinkedIn systems. If you guys can't stay for the whole thing, it is going to be all recorded on YouTube, on School, on it's everywhere. So. And Shlo, good to see you as well, man. Good to see you in the live. Thanks for popping in. I've got my chat on my phone today, so working well. Yeah, but we've got lots of stuff today. So we'll get started here in just a minute. I'll give everyone a few minutes to get in here, and then we'll just kind of start breaking everything down. I'm really excited for this one. I built this system. It's kind of basically what we did in 2025, what worked, what didn't work. We kind of implemented and improved what did work, and then all the things that didn't work, we kind of scraped it, we threw it out of the system, or we actually kept it and just kind of improved a little bit and fixed it up a little bit. So that's going to be today. We've got so many frameworks. Our focus this year too, I'm not sure what you guys are focusing on. We'll actually get to that in a little bit. But our main focus right now for 2026 is monetization, is scaling, and is business. So we're really focusing on getting more customers, more clients, but not just more, but also more quality. So it's not always good to have 100 clients. It's better to have a few clients and really hone down on those few clients and have a better experience with them, right? So the whole focus is quality clients, quality valuable insights for your clients to really deliver a powerful and valuable offer that you have for them. So that'll be most of this year. The content, the monetization, the scaling, that's all going to be a huge process. So I actually can't wait to show you guys this. If you are new here to my LinkedIn Lives, welcome in. If you're here from TikTok, from YouTube, welcome in, guys. We got so many people here today. So I am very excited to share this with you guys. I will begin here in just a minute. We'll get started. We're going to give everyone a few more minutes to get in here, and then we'll get started, probably about 2 minutes, and then we'll be open for questions. So if you guys have any questions, just drop them in the chat throughout the live, and I'll stop what I'm doing and answer these. We've got Lordy as well from YouTube. What's going on, man? Joshua as well. Good to see you. And then who else we had here? Awesome. Yeah, good to have you guys here. Awesome. All right, well, we will actually go ahead and get going. So remember, if you miss anything, you have any questions, please just ask in the chat, and I'll reframe it. I'll answer your questions all the way. But yeah, so today's LinkedIn Live is going to be based on my 2026 content ecosystem. So it's pretty much the exact same system as 2025, but it's way improved. We went over all the data. We went over all the numbers. So we actually know what's working, what's not working, and what you should do. So this guide also that I have here on the screen, you're going to have access to this in the school community if you're in there. So you can grab this after, and you can go follow along with it. You'll have access to it after the live as well. But this essentially is going to serve two purposes, okay, this LinkedIn Live. We're going to show you exactly how I'm building my 2026 content ecosystem. Content is a huge process. And I'm also going to provide a framework for you so you can adapt it for your own business. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and I'm also going to show you what you can do for your business. So whether you're doing YouTube, whether you're doing LinkedIn, doesn't matter what you're doing, you're going to be able to take what I do, and you're also going to be adapted to your business. Okay, so you're going to see my example for everything I show, what I'm actually doing, okay? And then you're going to get your framework. So this is how to adapt this for your business. Okay, so let's move on to the first stage, which is the LinkedIn content inbound. Inbound is pretty much my entire focus for 2026. Inbound is great. Ads are cool, but I love inbound. I love organic content. And Zubia, good to see you in here as well. Hope you're having a good 2026 so far. We just started, so buckle in. If you have any questions, please let me know. So the first part, guys, is the hub content strategy. Now, I want you to watch this closely as it's very important. You can take notes, but just hear me out on this one. Everything is going to start with one core piece of content, okay? And this pretty much becomes the foundation of your entire ecosystem on LinkedIn and overall your entire business. Okay, so before I get into this, let me just double check chat. So you just built your first private community, like your school community. We're at 10 members just the first week. That is awesome, man. You should let people know in my school community of that win. That's an awesome win, man. And I can actually share some tips for you to join and actually to grow your school as well in today's live as well. Okay, because school has actually been one of my favorite parts of LinkedIn right now, is just building a community there, so I can share more on that too. So what I mean by the one core content, guys, is my example here is going to be one YouTube video every Sunday. So for me, all of 2026 and the end of 2025, I am posting one YouTube video every single Sunday. This is a non-negotiable. This is 100% what I'm doing, okay? So every single week, we have one long-form video. These are pretty much always on LinkedIn strategy, personal branding, business growth. They're also 8 to 12 minutes long. Some of these go even further, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Some of them are very in-depth, right? So we use this one core piece of content to basically decide on all the other pieces of content across all platforms. So you got your topic focus, which is what you're creating, like what kind of content you're creating, the length of it. So it could be what I'll get to in a second. It could be like a YouTube video, which is 20 minutes long. It could be a podcast, which is an hour long. Depends on your business. And the purpose of this one long piece of content, what are you trying to do, right? We're trying to build a foundation for all of your other short form content, your LinkedIn posts, your Instagram reels, all that stuff. And Chanchal, good to see you. I think, did I say it right? Chanchal? Good to see you in the live. Great to see you. Yeah, I do also very recommend school. And Unji, good to see you in the live as well. Good to have you guys here. If you have any questions throughout today's system, let me know. So what I would recommend for 2026, okay, your framework is going to be like such. You want to choose one type of content format, and it's going to be produced at a certain frequency, okay? So here are some format options. Like I said, I post a YouTube video every single week. That is my longest form piece of content, which I use to create shorter form content. So you can do YouTube videos, you've got podcast episodes, you can do a blog post, a newsletter, a LinkedIn article. My recommendation to you is pick some sort of long form content you can create every single week, or like, let's say it's bi-weekly, monthly. You have to kind of choose what works for you and what works for your time. Some founders that I work with are way too busy. Like they have no time for anything. Maybe once a month they could produce a long form YouTube video. For me, I have the sustainable type of schedule, so I can create those YouTube videos every single week. So for me, it's going to be weekly, but choose a frequency and choose some sort of format option that allows you to create a very valuable long form piece of content at a certain frequency that works for you. Yes, I do YouTube lives, I do TikTok, and I do LinkedIn lives all simultaneously. So right now I'm live on all three, and then we have the recording on all platforms. So it actually really does help the YouTube growth as well, which leads people to my higher ticket offers, which is amazing. So I would recommend using YouTube as part of your framework. But the key question you want to ask yourself when you're doing this is, what one piece of content can I create that provides enough depth to repurpose 15 to 20 smaller pieces? So from my one piece of YouTube content, I create, I have Instagram shorts, I've got newsletters, I've got 7 LinkedIn posts every single week. I've got so much content that actually grows from my from my YouTube content. So figure out what type of long form you can create into a bunch of smaller stuff, and that's going to be your hub of content for this year. Guys, it can be newsletters, it can be YouTube videos, it can be whatever you want that's long form. Just make it to where if you have long form, it's really easy to break that down into smaller. If you have 0 long form, it's very difficult to always come up with short form ideas, right? If you have 1 long form, it's very easy to break that down to create shorter form stuff. This is also for freelancers. Yeah, actually, 100% can be. And Away, it's good to see you in the live, man. And then Gerald, for the people who are crazy busy, I can help them out, no problem. I love it, man. Yeah, I mean, busy is a good thing, honestly. But what I have noticed is that people say they're busy. Everyone has a little bit of time throughout their day to do more, right? There's always some time to create a YouTube video. There's always some time to create your LinkedIn post. There's always some extra time in between, whether it means you have to sacrifice watching Netflix, or maybe you can't go out to eat as much. Like, there's always something you can remove from your life to also increase some extra time. So I will say time, we all have it. We just have to figure out how we're using it properly. Okay, so guys, that's going to be the hub content strategy. Do you have any questions? Please leave them in the chat, and I'll answer those. Okay, so the next thing that I've been really working on is repurposing top content. We did this a lot last year and the year before that, but this year we're doing a little bit differently. Having a system for this is very important. This is actually where the results do happen as well. So if you don't know, or you're not familiar with repurposing content, you're basically just taking content you created already and you're posting it again. So let's say I posted a LinkedIn post 3 months ago. That did really well. I am essentially going to repurpose it and do it again, okay? So the first thing is my example, which is Sunday YouTube videos. This is basically a week worth of content. So on LinkedIn, we've got 7 posts per week. Now, on LinkedIn, we do Monday, which is typically a carousel. This is not structured, right? You can have a different format every single day. Like, you don't have to copy it. So Monday, I have to do a carousel. Tuesday, you have to do images. Wednesday, you don't have to do this. This is kind of like a guideline that I personally use, so that if I do get confused on what I should post today, I've got a pretty solid guideline right here for me. I removed TikTok and Instagram from the mobile apps. Yeah. Honestly, like, I don't use them at all. I just have like an automation to where I post on these platforms. It's very dangerous to use TikTok. I only use TikTok for lives, and if I ever have short forms, I'll post on there through my computer, but I'm never on there like scrolling on my phone, because having those on your phone is pretty risky if you don't have that self-control. Doing really smart short form strategies is the way to go for the busy people. Yes, I 100% agree. Also, a lot of automations and using tools has really helped me. I'm a pretty busy guy. I will say I love to do travel. There's a lot of things I do in my life, but automations have really helped me in terms of like scheduling content, hiring people. Like, there's a lot of things you can do to make things easier. That is a very good point. Awesome. So let's move on to the next thing. So we've got Mondays, we've got Tuesdays. We have a certain piece of content every day. So Mondays, carousels, image posts, stories and lessons. We've got, let me delete this. We've got image posts again. We've got stories and lessons. And on Saturday, Sunday, we do promotions to my newsletter and to my YouTube. So every day, essentially, we have a specific purpose for that day. I post every single day on LinkedIn. Now, there's some recent studies and actually some data that has come out that if you post 3 to 7 times a week on LinkedIn, that's the best you can do. If you overproduce, if you're posting 7 times a week, 1 per day, and the quality of your content is not good, it's not worth it. You'd rather post 3 to 5 times a week and have very solid quality content over 7 posts that are super mid. Okay, so let me just double check. I think we had a question I missed here. I'm working for a B2B company, and I have increased the impression and clicks organically. Is this going to help for a conversion a long term, as a LinkedIn personal account is easier than a company profile? Yeah, so what I would recommend is, if you have a company profile, you definitely want to focus on your personal profile first. Personal is the way to go on LinkedIn, like hands down. Company profiles are great. You can use company profiles and actually post company on all my company profiles on LinkedIn. I post the same stuff that I do on my personal. I just repost the top stuff on those company profiles. But you should 100% focus on that personal one, and you'll get a way more leads and way more business from the personal one, because that's kind of how you build a personal brand, is from the personal side. Most people aren't really going to want to follow up like a company page, right? You can't really see who's even posting on that page anyway. So I would say focus on the personal, and then you can actually just repurpose the same stuff to your business one. Does that make sense? And then also AI-generated tools and scripts is a real game changer. Yeah, dude, even like on Adobe, you can now implement ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini into Adobe products. So if I'm like creating like a visual or a carousel, I can literally implement ChatGPT into it, which is absolutely insane. I think they just released it actually, the premium AI on Adobe Photoshop. It's insane. You'll you'll design my posts and carousels. That'd be awesome. Carousels, sometimes I've done carousels that take literally like an hour or 2 hours just to create them. So those are by far the most time consuming. Besides YouTube content, YouTube content's the most time consuming for sure. Oh, so it's not my company. I'm just working there, so I must post on the company account. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, I mean, that's a difficult one. That's very difficult. I guess if it's not your company, then you could still frame it. If you frame it properly, it could still work in your favor. I've actually had a few founders that were working with me where they were still in a 9-to-5 job and they were working for a company. So they couldn't like post their own business stuff on their own personal side. So whenever you're in this kind of like situation, I think it's best to kind of, you still have to obviously abide by their rules, but do it in a sense to where you can somehow build your own thing right now to where you can build up high enough to where you can eventually quit your 9-to-5 job and you still have a good foundation. You don't want to quit your job and not have a foundation, right? You want to be able to build that foundation however you're allowed to do it with your company, build it up to enough to where when you do quit, you have that foundation, you have that revenue, you have the clientele coming in, so you're not scared if you have bills or whatever it is, or you have a family. You're not taking that huge risk and just like quitting your job and then you have no income coming in, right? So I would say it's still 100% possible to do it like that. It just might be a lot more difficult than someone who like actually owns the company, right? Okay. Do you create all your infographics and carousels? I create everything. Yeah, I don't hire out for that. I also edit all my YouTube videos. I used to hire an editor, but not anymore. I like to actually edit them now. So yeah, everything's done myself. If you see me produce something online, it's done myself. I have no one to do it for me. Okay, so next thing, guys, I do LinkedIn. I've got Instagram for this year. We've got X as well. X I kind of stopped doing, then I restarted doing it. So we've got 3 to 4 posts on Instagram per week, 5 to 10 tweets or posts on Twitter or X every single week. And then my email newsletter, we do actually 2 emails a week. We do one, which is the value-based one, which has all my systems. And then we do one to promote something. So it's usually my YouTube video we promote on Sundays. So for me, guys, this next step is really important. I'm saying choose your 3 to 5 core platforms. If you are just starting out, you want to go all in on LinkedIn, you haven't really gone all in yet, you want to just stick probably to LinkedIn and a newsletter and then be done. Don't try to do YouTube or Instagram or all these other platforms. Stick with LinkedIn as your main hub of content, and then you can push to do like your newsletter and your other things, but start with LinkedIn. If you're someone like me who has been posting on LinkedIn for 3 years, I post every single day, I've got a very good foundation of my content. This is where you want to start going with other platforms. So my recommendation, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter or X, email, and of course, YouTube. Okay, so what you do is you go back to what I told you about before up here, which is you create that main hub of content, which is like that one long form, and you can turn it into all of these other like style posts. You could do your email newsletters, you could do your X, you could do Instagram, you could do LinkedIn, you could do YouTube. Turn that big piece of content into all these smaller pieces, and it'll be really, really easy to scale a lot further. And ultimately, this leads you to my next point, which is right here, which is going to be the value ladder and monetization. So this is my recommendation for monetizing this year. This is my favorite one. I always love to do this, but this year is really focused on monetizing, scaling, and especially in our cohort coaching program we have going on every single 3 months, is focused on helping founders or any business owner that's trying to sell a product or a service to ultimately make more money. Like that's the point of building a business, right? Is to help people and make money, right? So those are the 2 things when it comes to building a business is going to be the focus for 2026. Okay, I have a problem. Whenever I plan any kind of post or generate an idea, I find that kind of post already post on LinkedIn. Should I post like this? Wait, are you saying that you think of an idea and then you already find it on LinkedIn? So you're saying like your idea isn't original? That kind of post already posts on LinkedIn. I mean, in all honesty, like I still get a lot of my inspiration. If like my LinkedIn content is obviously all written by me. I don't use AI to write my content. I also don't copy other people's content, but I get a lot of inspiration from ideas. Like the other day I saw this guy who did a really cool setup tour and he was showing like the behind the scenes of his YouTube strategy. Boom. I'm not going to obviously steal his YouTube strategy, but I'll steal the format of how he displayed his YouTube strategy because it worked really well. So what I like to do is just because you see a post and you want to copy it doesn't mean that you have to just copy. You can basically take the idea and be like, wow, this is a really cool way to display my strategy, right? So I'm going to do the exact same thing and I'll display my unique strategy with obviously my unique tone, my unique personal brand, my unique voice, like the way I do my visuals. All of it's going to be unique, but you can definitely take those inspos and not, you're obviously not going to create the exact same thing that someone else is creating. That's just copyright at that point. So I would definitely take the idea and spin it yourself. You don't have to ever copy anything word for word. Okay. Also, SN, yeah, no worries. Happy to help you with that question. Okay, but yeah, let me show you the monetization ladder for this year. So I'm going to show you my example, and then also I'm going to show you what I would recommend doing. If you are selling and if you are planning to sell this year on LinkedIn, this is very, very crucial. Okay, so we'll start with this. Great content attracts attention. We all know this. But you need a value ladder that actually converts. So something that converts your free members or your free audience into a paying audience, okay? So we're going to start with a free level. So we've got 2 levels which are going to be free. The first thing is all your free content. So you've got your YouTube content, your LinkedIn content, your newsletter content. All this content is free, $0, and it provides a lot of value for your audience, right? You're going to basically showcase a problem that people have and you're creating a solution for them, okay? The next thing is going to be another free level, which is my free school community. You can build some sort of community. Communities are actually taking over LinkedIn right now. About 2 years ago, people were using Discord. They were using Kajabi. There weren't too many communities out there. On LinkedIn now, it is all community-based. People have paid communities, free communities. Communities are dominating. So I highly recommend some sort of community. We build ours on School. You can join my School in my LinkedIn profile. It's free right now. You can join for the basic templates and the community access. Now, the next thing I'd recommend is, this is my example, by the way, the mid-tier. So we've got a mid-tier, which is going to be the School community. This is a pro version of the community. Most bigger founders on LinkedIn are doing something very similar to this. It's pretty much the exact same strategy. Now, in this School community, the pro version, you're going to get weekly calls, you're going to get the advanced training, you're going to get the course material, and this is going to be a very low ticket, $40 a month, okay? Then you move on to something like a premium, which is a School community, which is a VIP. That's done with you coaching, you get VIP support. This is going to push you up to that $200 a month. And then you have a high ticket offer. Now, something that I do every single 3 months is we do the Growth Innovator Coaching Cohort, which is essentially a 90-day intensive coaching program, okay? We charge $400 a month or $1,200 total for 25 founders who want to scale within the next 90 days. We do that 4 times a year, every 3 months. Boom, that's the high ticket. So for your business, this is what I want you to focus on. Each level should provide 10x more value than the previous one, and also your price should reflect the value change and the increase in value. So we go from free to mid-tier to premium to high ticket. So for your business today, if you are building out high ticket offers, low ticket, whatever it is, maybe you don't have any offers yet, this is kind of how I would frame it. So you have free, which is the content, your lead magnets, and your free community. You want to obtain emails, okay? I will say in the last 2 years, most of my revenue comes from my email list, emails, articles. It comes from email. So build an email list, and you can use this with getting lead magnets. You provide some sort of free document, and you obtain your emails, right? Great way. Free community. You have a school community. Boom. People join. You get their email. Boom. Your content. Maybe you have some CTAs that lead people to different places. Boom. You get the emails. This is how you build trust. You build an audience, and you actually own your audience. If you just have Instagram, you just have LinkedIn, you have followers, you can get banned and lose everything. Okay. So you start with free. That's your free level entry. Boom. Now we have an entry level. This is going to be the next thing. Digital products, basic memberships like the $9 or $40 a month memberships in School, mini courses like 5-day email courses, whatever it is. These are usually $7 to $27 a month, or $47 to about $200 one-time payments. This is your entry level for anyone who wants to get started but doesn't really think this investment might be for them. Maybe this business is not for them. Maybe they don't know about it yet, but they want to start somewhere small, or maybe they don't have the budget. This is a great entry level offer, okay? Let's see. Do you get a referral code for School? I was going to start one, but figure you probably could earn a few bucks off of it. Yes, there is. If you actually go to the link in my profile, there is a referral. I think it's usually if you spend money. I'm actually not really sure how the referral one for School works. It's very interesting because my School, when you join, it's free, but you can use it. I think it would be beneficial for me if you want to. I'd appreciate it. Okay, so then guys, the next one is, so free entry, mid-tier. Mid-tier is going to be like your premium memberships, your group coaching, your cohorts, your courses. This is anyone from about $50 to about $300 a month, or $500 to $2,000 one-time fees. Okay, so this is more for like the people that don't want the basic systems. They don't want those mini courses. They want an actual program, an actual course, but probably aren't ready to invest that like, $10,000 program, right? That like full done for you, that full coaching, that actual mastermind content, that 12-month program, right? They don't want to invest in that yet. So they have, or they don't have the budget, they go for this mid-tier. Next is the high ticket, the highest of all tickets, $3,000 to $50,000 plus. Fully depends on your business. I have a couple clients that have an offer that's 12 months. It's $60,000 to purchase it. So yes, the numbers do go up that high. This is your coaching, your consulting, everything done for you. Free entry, mid-tier, high ticket. This is the level that I would follow, guys. This is the ladder you need to follow for this year. You do not have to create every single one off the bat. You don't have to like automatically just start building each of these. What I would recommend is maybe do the free, obviously do the free, and then probably start with an entry level, okay? Once you're comfortable with that, once you have a very good solid start, you can then bump up to maybe a mid-tier or skip mid-tier and go straight to high ticket. And that way you can upsell in your entry and your free content to your mid-tier or high ticket. You don't have to rush all these, but you may need to make sure you're obviously creating a lot of free content and you maybe have like an entry level. I have some founders that just skip entry and skip mid-tier and go straight to high ticket. So from free to high, they just want to work with high ticket clients. Typically when you're doing high ticket, you don't have as many clients, probably 10 max, depending on your business, but you're more in depth with each client. If you're doing like an entry level, you're probably selling courses, so you don't even have to do any coaching. If you have a mid-tier, you probably have, let's say 25, 30, 40 clients, right? But you're not doing as in depth with each one. You're doing probably more like group coaching where you're working with everyone at the same time. And then a high ticket, of course, you're working with everyone one-on-one. It's a lot more in depth. It's a lot more time consuming for each individual person. So what I would do is look at it like this. What kind of offer do you want? Do you want to work with people closely, one-on-one? Do you want to do group coaching? Do you want to just sell products that just kind of sell on its own and you don't have to do anything? That kind of determines which level of product or service you should be selling and when. There's nothing wrong with doing all of them. There's nothing wrong with doing one of them. It just depends on what you think is best for your business. And honestly, guys, just try it out. Try selling some of them and see if it works for you, if you like it. I've sold a lot of products for the last 3 years that I didn't like, so I fully scraped it and built a new one. Sometimes I'll work on something for like a year and be like, man, like this is not worth my time. Like I am not enjoying this, right? So it really just depends on what kind of offers and time you want to spend for your business, okay? Do infographics still work? Actually, yeah, I think infographics are one of the best visuals on LinkedIn right now. If I scroll my timeline, there'd be infographics all over the place. Appreciate not pushing for referral links. Oh yeah, dude, absolutely. Like, I'm just here to help. Like, I don't got any referral links anywhere, but if you want to use the one on my profile, much appreciated, man. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. So let's move on, guys. If you don't have this, save it, screenshot it. You can watch this later, but this is my highest recommendation for you is to build some sort of value product ladder like such. Okay, next is the conversion funnel. This is also the one I built for last year and this year, kind of adjusted a little bit. But if you don't have a strategy for your content, it is just going to be completely noise. So I want to show you guys my free content, my email nurture, my school, and my mid and high ticket conversion. So we're going to go through mine first, is the one that I'm building. And then I'm going to show you what I'd recommend for your customer journey. This is going to be your framework for you. Okay. So we'll start with awareness, which is step one, your free content. People do not know about anything about you or what you have to offer if you have no free content because they can't find it, right? I doubt anyone would just start buying your stuff. Unless you're paying for ads, they're not going to buy your stuff if you have no content, because how are they going to know about you? How do they know what you solve? Like, they have nothing about you, okay? So awareness is step number one. It comes down from all your content, your YouTube, LinkedIn, newsletter, all of it, okay? So for me, this is going to be YouTube videos with very strong CTAs in every single YouTube video. Most of my leads actually are coming from YouTube and LinkedIn right now. YouTube is the best platform. I'm telling you, I know LinkedIn is fantastic. It's great, but there's something about YouTube with the amount of value that you can provide and then send people to LinkedIn. It is just the perfect funnel, okay? So YouTube videos, LinkedIn post, and newsletter. These three are my favorite. It's my main part of my business. These three right here is the main focus for 2026, okay? The next thing is consideration. So people are going to consider you. Should they buy your stuff? Should they follow you? Should they go through your free stuff? What is going to make them go through more of your stuff? And this is going to be through email nurturing, okay? Like I said, a lot of my revenue just came from email newsletter and email nurturing, so I'd highly recommend building a newsletter. You can use ConvertKit, you can use Beehive. I will show you guys in just a second the tool stack that I use. But what I do is if people join, let's say my LinkedIn Live, and they get they like join on my website, they're going to get email sequences. If they join my normal email newsletter, they're going to get email sequences. If they join the school, email sequence. So email sequence, 5 emails over 7 days. Kind of just choose what you want. I would say less emails is the better. Sometimes more emails is nice, but just create some sort of welcome sequence that invites them to check out more of your content. Okay. Then I have the weekly value first emails, which are my newsletters on Wednesdays. And I also have a newsletter on Sundays, sometimes on Saturdays. But I have a one value first newsletter per week. And I've got one that promotes my YouTube video. Okay, that's it. And then I've got CTAs in my free community. So we do upselling. We go to YouTube videos. We go to LinkedIn posts. You can kind of use your community to pretty much promote anything you want. So free community, easy to promote. And once it's not free anymore, it's actually paid. You can easily promote some of your things that are a lot more valuable, right? Great content, by the way. Very good tips. You're very welcome, sir. Happy to help. Hodo, also welcome in. There is a replay on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on School. You'll find lots of replays. We're actually just breaking down the basically the customer journey right now. So buckle up. Let's see. Also, Zubia, I'm building Canva infographics templates that will work. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, anything that provides value that your audience can understand is perfect. Like nothing has to be perfect. As long as you get your point across as simple as possible and as good as possible, I don't really think it matters too much. I've kind of noticed that actually on LinkedIn the last couple of years is my content that's very simple does way better than the content that's super refined, super like perfect, right? It doesn't do as well. And if you try to like do all these crazy like infographics, crazy carousels, yeah, they can do well if your point is portrayed properly. But I think simple is the way to go for sure. I would say my LinkedIn system is quite solid, but the outreach is something I'm still unsure of. I will actually do a very in-depth video on outreach. I can do that because my outreach right now is very complex. It's simple but complex at the same time. I'm also working with 3 other founders right now. We just started at the start of 2026, and we do have a lot of moving parts. We've got, for example, our engagement on our own post. We've got engagement on other people's posts. We've got tons of connections. We've got automations for connections. We've got tons of manual DMing. We've got cold emailing, which is a crazy one. We've got, what else is there? We've got like liking other post comments, not our post, but other comments. Liking the post comments of other comments on other posts. There's a lot of different engagement strategies we've been using that we find that actually work really well. So I can be more in depth on that one too. I think if you don't have an engagement process on LinkedIn, you're pretty much missing out on tons of leads and tons of growth. If I didn't have an engagement process for my own personal brand and my own business, I would not be where I am today. Like you do not find the same amount of growth that you will if you do have, if you don't have a engagement process. With email, make sure you don't treat it like ad spam. It's very important to be thoughtful because the companies that deliver the emails will send you right to spam folder. 100% absolutely. Great point there. I think when I do emails too, we kind of treat it as like a conversation. Like I'm basically like sending an email to you specifically, not like trying to just do an email blast where it's like, oh yeah, buy this and I watch this. Like it's more just like me having a convo with you specifically, and it actually hits with every person I send to, right? And that's why I've got my open rate to about 60% now. If you can hit that 60% plus open rate and like a really solid click rate, like on your emails, then you're solid. But yeah, it's a very good pointer. Thanks for that tip, man. All right, guys, so let's move on to after the free content, after the email, we're going to go on to your entry level, which we just discussed, the entry, the mid-tier and the high-ticket memberships and low and high-ticket products. So the entry level conversion, which is going to be school, right? This is going to be the community. You can join a free school community. You can engage in discussions. You can get the quick wins. And then we have upsells. So you can then join the $9, the $40, $200 tiers, right? Which is the mid tier. And so each tier has obviously something different. The cheaper one has templates, resources, quick wins, and then the higher ticket one has weekly calls, advanced training, more of group coaching. And then the $200 a month has more done for you, done with you content, private support, you name it. So each one has its own perks, but you can essentially have a free community, which you then have upsells to that have different perks. Obviously, make sure when you do increase price that the value does reflect that price increase. Yeah, 6% is very high. I know. I built that for the last 3 years. So I also purge people on my email list that are not good, that no longer like my stuff, or if they just don't open the emails because it kind of impacts the open rate. So I do purge. I think every 90 days I purge people that do not open a single email. Okay, so then high ticket conversion, of course, the last one, which is cohort style coaching. This is on the cheaper side, but this is the growth interval program that I have. It's a 25 member only. Every 3 months, we have the high ticket offer, which is a group coaching, very, very high intense program, which is awesome. The next one starts in February. There's usually discovery calls to qualify, but now we're kind of pushed off of that. That's only for people that really don't know if it's right for them. And we've got 90 days of intensive guaranteed results. We guarantee pretty much everything in that one because we have like money back guarantees. We've got like very specific systems that lead to results because it's worked for hundreds of founders. So that's going to be a high ticket example. Okay. So let's actually build out your framework now, how your customer journey is going to look like. Okay. So we got 5 different stages: awareness, capture, nurture, convert, and ascend. I thought these names were really cool. I actually got these names from Claude, these 5. So I thought they were cool. So I kept them. Okay, so basically what you want to do first is create valuable free content with clear CTA. So that could be like your just your LinkedIn post, your YouTube post, you name it. Then the key question here is, where does my audience hang out? So find where they hang out and make sure you can target that audience. The next thing is to capture. We're going to capture emails here. So offer lead magnets for email community sign up, okay? What quick win can I provide? The goal here is to provide a quick win, and in return, you get an email from your audience, right? So you can build an email list, and this is really easy to upsell later on. Now, the third thing is nurturing, one of the most important aspects of any stage. This comes from your email sequences when they sign up. It comes from community engagement. It comes from any sort of nurturing on any of your platforms, any of your school communities, okay, or any of your communities in general. So the question is, how do I build trust over time? So whether that be more value, more videos, more emails, more like one-to-one, like let's just say communication, more DMing, whatever it is, how do you build trust with your audience? Because my audience is different than your audience, okay? So how do you build trust with them? That's a great question to ask when you are nurturing, okay? And then converting. How are you going to convert? Okay. What's an easy first yes? How are you going to get people to go from I'm not really sure or I don't know who you are to an instant, oh yeah, this is the guy I want to listen to. This is the guy I want to buy stuff from. So this is going to be your entry offers, your lower barrier to entry products and services. Okay. And that's what we discussed here, which is the entry level. So like $7 to $27 a month or $47 to $200 one-time offers. Okay. And the next one is converting. We want to convert those people that we captured, we nurtured them. Now we're going to convert them, okay? And that's going to be the easy yes, the low barrier. Now the last thing is ascending. We want to ascend even further. Now we're going to offer our next tier based on the results and the needs. If somebody doesn't like high ticket coaching, maybe your high ticket offer or your next offer doesn't work for them, make sure to know what they actually need. So the question is, what does your audience need? I'm not going to sell someone something they don't need just because I want to make money, right? I'm going to look at my audience. I'm going to say, okay, this founder, he is struggling with XYZ. I know that I have 3 products here. This one is expensive, but it's not going to help him because he's not at that stage yet. So I'm going to offer him my lower tier offer, which is exactly where he's at right now. So you need to understand where your audience is, and so you can upsell the certain product that they would need. So it's very important to know, okay, so first you need to build that awareness of yourself. Make people aware of you, okay? Then you want to capture attention and capture those emails from them, okay? Next is you're going to nurture those people that you've captured the attention of. Then you're going to convert these people to paying customers, and you're going to ascend and offer them your next tiers. Does that make sense, guys? Do you have any questions on this so far? Let me know while I read the chat. Let me know if you have any questions on this. Okay, can you tell me how to use the LinkedIn search box to find quality clients? Example, video editor. If you're not using the Sales Navigator, it's pretty hard. I know a lot of their search results. I mean, I can show you on LinkedIn. Like if you go to search, let's say for example, you type in video editor. It also depends on who you're trying to target. But I mean, you have like posts, you've got jobs, if you go to all filters, you can obviously filter by connection, so second and third degree, U.S. only, followers of, companies, schools, industries. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's say you want to focus on maybe professional services, maybe like coaching, English speaking only, service categories, video editing, and then you could probably add show results. This is a one way without having Sales Navigator. You could probably find some people here, but this is obviously going to be targeting video editors, right? So maybe you have like an agency or something, or you want to hire. Like this is a pretty easy way. If you have no Sales Navigator, if you have Sales Navigator, you have way more options. I also use Infox. So I use AimFox for mine. There's very, very good analytics here. You can create campaigns, so you can send out alerts. You can get all your leads here. You can also create awesome campaigns to target people. So also without having Sales Navigator, you can create LinkedIn searches here, and you can actually build off of like keywords and stuff. It's really cool. So you can base off like location, industry. And make sure you guys can see this actually. Might be hiding some things. Okay, there we go. And then, so you can basically go off of, so like locations we've got industries. So United States, we'll do technology. We'll say, okay, skills. I want coaching, profile languages, English. And then we're going to say let's say we want coaches. We don't want SaaS, so exclude SaaS. We don't want tech, so exclude tech. Oh wait, must exclude SaaS. We'll exclude that. We'll say we also want, let's say consultants. No, let's see, we want LinkedIn. Or we'll say growth. We'll say growth we want, and we'll just let that go for a second. And maybe we don't want just US, maybe we want Florida. Maybe we want more local. We'll do Florida. There's so many ways you can nurture this way, but this is what I use AimFox. This is what I use for this, and it has been a game changer for me the last like 8 months, 9 months. I actually been using them so much, and it's so good that I'm creating their YouTube content now. So I will say AimFox is my favorite tool for outbound, but it's very easy to find. Like I found 300 people that match these specific criterias, and if you have Sales Navigator, you can utilize on AimFox even better. It's insane. Okay. But yeah, that's how I would do it. Just filter as much as you can with Deepta, and then let me know if you have any questions about that too. Okay. Will you be sharing this document? Yes, I will share it in the school. That'll be easiest for me just to put in the school community. Do you pay for AimFox? I do pay for AimFox, yes. I also buy this for all the clients I work with. I pay for AimFox for them as well. Oh, Vogue, thanks for dropping that link, by the way. Thank you, man. Okay, so let's go back to this. Okay. All the tools I try to, like Beehive has one, AimFox has one, they all have free trials. They all have Supergrow, they have like a 7-day free trial or a 3-day free trial. So you can just test it out. If it's not good for your business, it's not good, right? But at least you tried it. All right, what time is it? Just make sure you're not running over time. Okay, 11:41. All right, we'll go. We have another about 10, 50 minutes, and then you guys can ask any last questions, and then you can watch the recording if you need to. Okay, so weekly content system, I just want you guys to watch this real quick, is on Sundays. This is when I post my content, but just an example that I would say I use for my business is I kind of set one day to spend an hour recording and about 2 hours to edit, and then an hour to kind of publish everything and to schedule everything. That's going to be for YouTube content, okay? And I also take 2 to 3 hours on, you select a day, and I extract my key clips. So I'll extract things that I want to repurpose on my other platforms. And then that's going to kind of be like the master outline for all my content. So every week I have that new YouTube video. So I can basically take, let's say this is a YouTube video right now that I'm talking about right now. I can basically take everything from this recording and then break it up into other pieces of content. Then you can also choose a day, like, so for me, it's like on Monday, repurposing. So you can basically take my top content that I take or that I post, and I reproduce it through AI using like Claude or ChatGPT. I create carousels, but let's say maybe I start with a video. I'll turn a video into carousel, turn carousels into images. I'll turn images into carousels. I kind of just repurpose all my top content. I schedule it in advance using Supergrow, and that's awesome. Okay, and then every day, this is the most important part, is engagement. I respond to comments, I engage with my community, I engage with other communities, and I also watch the metrics that are working and what are not working. So if things are working, I'll double down on them. If they're not working, I'll fix them and move on. Gerald, thanks for hanging out, man. And awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for all the help and all the suggestions. If you have any questions, you can always shoot me a DM. I'm happy to help. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, man. All right, so then I'm also going to break down really quickly some essential tools that I use, guys. So for video editing, I use After Effects and Opus Clip, which is for short form. For scheduling, I use Supergrow, and then for Beehive for email. For repurposing, I use Claude, my favorite tool right now, way better than ChatGPT for like content inspo and for building. For design, Photoshop, for all my graphics and carousels, and then for community is School. So After Effects, Supergrow, Opus, Beehive, Claude, ChatGPT, Photoshop, and School. Obviously, I use Spotify and stuff for music. That's a great one too. And then let's go over your framework now. I want you guys to copy this. This is the 3-step system builder, okay? So this is going to be, the step first is batch creation. So you kind of set aside one block of time each week to create your content hub. So 2 to 4 hours probably to create that hub for the week, okay? Then you have repurposing. So based on your analytics, let's say after 1 month of posting, you have all this analytics and all this data from all your content. You can say, okay, I want to start repurposing my top 3 posts from the last week. I'm going to take those 3 posts and push 1 month from now, and I'll schedule those, right? So repurposing is very easy because if you repurpose all your content, you don't have to create that much new stuff. You can focus more on repurposing, and here and there when you have, you're busier with clients, you're busy with family, you're busy with life, you have less time to create and more time to repurpose, right? It's pretty awesome. And then of course, scheduling, automating. I would have so little time to do anything if I didn't schedule my content or automate a lot of things. So schedule your content. There's nothing wrong with it. It does not hurt your reach. It does not hurt your growth. Schedule your content. I promise you it helps you so much more if you schedule 7 days in advance because you don't have to create content for 7 days, right? So that's very, very recommended. And Maryam, good to see you in the chats. Yes, you can send me connections, absolutely. All right, guys, so then just really quickly, my tech stack that I would recommend for you if you want. For video and audio, Descript, CapCut, Opus Clip, or Adobe all work great. Taplio and Supergrow for scheduling. For your email and CRM, Beehive or ConvertKit. Some of my clients use Kit. Some of my clients use Beehive. Depends on what you prefer. And then design is going to be Adobe or Canva. I like Adobe for more complex. If you want Canva for a little more simple, use that. AI assistants, Claude all the way or ChatGPT. And then community, School is my favorite. I used to use Discord, actually transferred over to School, but these are all fantastic tools. All right, guys, so then based on everything I've shown you today, this is also Usman. Welcome to the chat, man. Good to see you and well. All right, so basically your 30-day action plan I want to create for you guys, and I also have from week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and then we also have days 31 to 90, which essentially is your plan here. You're going to have this all in this sheet, which you can get in the School community if you need just some inspiration on what you should focus on right now. This is all going to be here. And then also just some things to note. You don't really have to focus too much on just posting more. I would focus more on quality posting versus quantity. You can post every single day, which is great, but if you overpost and you post too much, then you're kind of just like losing out on a lot of potential quality. And if people come to your profile, they come to your post and they're like, wow, like this guy's spamming posts is great, but his content doesn't make sense, it's not that good, then you're kind of backfiring yourself. So that's going to be it, though, for the 2026 content ecosystem. I've got a lot more in this sheet, guys. It's 14 pages long. So I will share this sheet with you guys in the School, actually. Let me just get this open. I can also drop this in the chat right now, just so you guys have it. Let me put this in the LinkedIn chat for you. All right, and I'll also drop it in the School so you have it. Bum-ba-dum. All right, let me know if you guys can see this link. I don't know if I can post it. Yeah, okay. I just dropped the link in there, so you can grab that. All right. Oop. Make sure that's not going. All right, well, we've gone for about 48 minutes, so I'm about done here, guys. Do we have any questions for me? What can I answer? How can I help you guys before I head off? And if you haven't already, too, make sure to join. I'll just drop this in the chat as well. This is, can I drop it in here? Yeah, maybe not. But yeah, make sure you're in the School as well. But let me know if you have any questions. Drop them in the chat before I leave, and I'm happy to answer anything. I would say focus this year, if you haven't already, build your products, build your services, and sell more. This is a year of selling. I think if you focus too much on growth and no selling, you're never going to build a business. So you want to have growth. That's very important. But you also want to have business growth. So you also want to make money, right? All right, let me open this up. Oh, man, it's good. We just reached 550 members in the School, too. That's let's go. Awesome stuff. Okay, let's double check on this. Recording is there. Okay. And guys, if you missed it, you can watch the recording on YouTube. You can watch it on LinkedIn. It's going to be pretty much everywhere. And just to show you guys, if you go to my YouTube here, you will see under live right here. You can see the live right now, but once it's once it's done, you'll see past live streams. You can see it right here. Or no, yeah. So this is the one from 1 month ago. Then you'll see the new one pop up right here. Once we stop going live. Did you do an AimFox tutorial? I actually am starting to do AimFox tutorials on the AimFox YouTube channel. You'll see it here. Actually, I posted 2 videos so far on the AimFox channel. But yeah, we're doing a lot of videos over there. If you haven't watched these yet, these are pretty solid. But I can also do a video on actually breaking down my exact AimFox. I can do that in the school, actually. Why don't I do that this week? I'll build out like a really in-depth AimFox tutorial. All right, so if you have the target audience, like the audience are engaged with your content, they're connecting with you, especially on LinkedIn, how do you then convey them without sounding salesy by just being friendly? So are you asking like how do you sell to them essentially? I would say it's pretty simple. I wouldn't focus on selling in your LinkedIn DMs. All my selling happens in email and in community. If you focus on LinkedIn DMs to sell, I don't think it's as easy to sell on LinkedIn DMs just because people on LinkedIn aren't really there to just like aren't going to their DMs to like buy stuff, right? So what I do is I nurture, I become, let's say, closer friends. I become like more helpful. I become just like a genuinely nice person there. And eventually I lead them to, let's say, my email list or my school community or like a template that I have or some sort of system where they then get it. They probably give me their email in return, and then I can start nurturing them through email lists, through email sequencing. I don't sell in DMs. I don't use DMs as a way to sell. I use DMs as a way to nurture, to send people to my other aspects like email sequences, templates, courses, and that's where I do the selling. Does that make sense? I have a big DM sequence requirement to do for next Friday. Thinking of a 7-day trial to target part qualified ACCA students in the UK. Very nice. Are you using... Yeah, I would say if you use AimFox, that's really good for that. Just be careful you don't spam. I know a lot of spamming can be not the best on LinkedIn. So, but yeah, I'm very excited to see that. You can also share that in the school, man, once you're done building that. But yeah, I recommend guys you can sell in DMs all you want. I personally, for my business and for my clients, we don't sell in DMs. We use it for nurturing only. DMs is a very powerful place to nurture, but it's not really my favorite place to sell. Just because I don't want to lose my credibility in my DMs. I'd rather lose my credibility on my email list, saying like, okay, if you're in my email list and you don't like me and you don't want to buy from me, I have no problem with you leaving, but I don't want to lose my credibility on the platform where I'm creating content, right? Because ultimately, too, if you lose credibility from a lot of people when you're selling in your content, like in your DMs, these people that used to like engage with your content are probably going to stop engaging with you. So you just lost a lot of growth too. So don't forget that. Be careful what you do in your DMs. All right, guys. Any other questions before I hop off? We're at 11:51. I've got a meeting in 4 minutes. Okay, finish. Is your name? All right. All right, last chat. YouTube is good. TikTok. Thanks for popping into TikTok, guys. And then also YouTube. And then, guys, everyone on LinkedIn. I think I'm going to head off now. That was a really good live. I had a very fun time with you guys. If you have any questions, again, just drop in the school, in my DMs, or anywhere else you can find me. But that'll be it for me. Thanks, guys, for popping in. Adam, it was great to see you. Unji, hope that answered your question. We had Shields, thanks for popping in. Vogue, thanks for popping in. Usman, thanks for being here. Miriam, Undipta, thanks for popping in, guys. Gerald, good to see you as well. Shanshal, good to see you. Who else are we missing here? Oh, we had Sid pop in. Good to see you as well. I missed you. Zubia, Apui, and then Hodo. Good to see you as well. Yeah, I think I got most of the names. Well, thanks, guys, for popping in here. Yeah, thanks, Adam. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for popping in. If you have any questions, just send me a DM or ask in school. All right, appreciate you guys.